Right, good evening and welcome to tonight's webinar. So tonight's webinar is actually a sort of an educational webinar. We're not necessarily going to be looking for a trade here. I'm just going to show you how to analyze a chart top down using limit wave sequences and cycles. Right, so I'll go to as much detail as I possibly can. Obviously, we cannot go through everything in just 15 minutes. So, but I'm just going to go through this chart. So the reason why I like this chart so much is that it's not your typical chart or your ideal chart that you'll find in most examples. So most of people, when they do a little wave theory, they'll give you an example that is very ideal, that is very close to ideal conditions. So I want something that is more practical, that is the real market, that is very close to the real market. All right, so today I'm looking at New Zealand CAD. So as I said, I'm going to do this one top down. So we're looking at the historical chart here. You'll find this at fxtop.com. So let me just clear everything. So let's get started with this one. So this is the historical data of New Zealand CAD chart. You can see it starts from as far back as the 1960s. So this is all the data that is available on this pair. Okay. So what is happening here? You've got a big impulsive move coming from all the way up from the 50s. You can see that is the move coming from the 50s over there. So this move is coming here, it's coming down here like this. And then after that, you get this correction. So everything that has been happening from 1993 until today has just been this big corrective move. And you can see that this structure, this corrective structure, is just going sideways. It has not gone anywhere in 1993, since 1993 until today. Okay, so let's understand what is happening with the correction. What I like to do mostly is to understand corrections, because the market trends almost 70 to 80% of the time. So if it's trending, if it's correcting 70 or 80% of the time and you master the corrections, then you'll be a good trader. So let's look at this one here. This is the correction. What does it start with? It starts with an impulse. And then after that, it starts with a three-wave correction. And then it makes another impulse. Okay, so it's the 1, 2, 3 wave correction that I see there. And then after those 3 waves, I see another 3 waves. That's another 3 waves over there. So after the 3 waves, I'm seeing this big correction here. This one here. This is the one that we're going to focus on today, because this is today. We're not so much worried. This has given us the direction to show us where we are. So where we are is at this stage here where we want to see what's happening with this. So what I'm thinking here could happen. This is what I think could happen here. This is going to be your 1. Let me undo that. It's going to be your 1. It's going to be your 2. It's going to be your 3. And what structure will you get from there? Let's put in the labeling for this one. This 1, 2, 3 waves, we call it the W because it's a 3-wave move. 1, 2, 3, it's an X move. 1, 2, 3, zigzag, Y. Simple. What do you have there? You've got an impulse. What do you have after the impulse? You've got 3 waves, which is this one, your W, your X, and your Y. Okay, so now when we go to this structure, all we're going to be looking for is this piece here. Let's go to the chart, the broker chart. That is the New Zealand CAD chart, as you can see. So this is that piece that I was looking at, this one here. So now let's look at how that piece plays out. So this is the piece that I want to be like this. 1, 2, 3. So that is that piece that we're looking at. Okay, so I'm gonna put it on the daily so that we can only see this piece here, because we know what's happening with the rest, so we can focus on this. Right, so that is go to the daily. Let's load the daily chart. It's just loading. Let's give it a few more seconds. It's just a bit slow, but okay. Now we've got all that data on the screen. So it starts, that string actually starts here. So we've got all the data in the screen. So I'm going to make it as long as possible. I want to start it right at the bottom. I'm going to take off this MACD so we can have even more space. Right. So that's where it starts. So that's our chart. So what is the first thing that we looked at? We looked at this string starting from right at the bottom, coming up all the way up to this side, up to this highest peak here. After that, there's a big corrective structure here. So you can see here, between here and there was no correction. And if you look at this, you'll see that there is nowhere where you see a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 move there. So watch out. What I was seeing here is this. So I was simply looking for an ABC here, an A, B, C. But even labeling it ABC is not correct because you label an A if it's 5 waves, and here we don't have 5 waves. So I'm going to change that, and you'll see why I'm changing it to WXY. See, big move, W, X, Y. Okay, I hope you can see my Y here. I don't have enough space and I want all this chart to be visible on the screen. So what am I seeing there? So I see that I've got that big move, but lower than this, lower than the yellow, they say red degree. You can see here that in the lower degree, I've got exactly the same thing as I've got in the yellow. Look at the yellow carefully. I had the big move up and a big correction. And then I'm anticipating that I'm going to get the same. Look at the red now. I had a big move up and then I had a big correction. And then the move continues. So what happens after that? I get a correction as well in red. I get a correction in red, a correction in red. All right. So what am I anticipating here? I'm anticipating that this side, I will get something like this. That will complete that move on that side, like that. Okay? Is that clear so far? I hope. Okay. So now, we don't know how this one is playing out yet, but this one can give us direction. So let's go back. I'm just going to remove the red for now, because this may not be the red degree. We'll look at under the red, we still have a lower degree. We've got this one here. We've got this one here. We've got this red. Look how equal these legs are within each and every corrective structure here. Under the red, 3 waves under the red. I'm just doing 3 waves under the red, all the way, 3 waves under the red. And you'll see how equal these legs are all around. The red is equal in between the under the yellow. So I've got the highest degree, which is my yellow. Let's put it on there, put in the labeling for now. So this is my yellow. This is my W, X, Y. And then followed by so under the yellow, you've got 3 waves in red. Under the red, you've got 3 waves in green everywhere. 3 waves in green, 3 waves in green. Okay, so if you had to continue with the green degree, that means what you would have here is also 1, 2, 3, because every string in the red degree would have 3 waves. So you can see there, every string in the red degree will have 3 waves. Okay, so that's what we have here on this side. I haven't even started with the labeling yet. I just gave you the indication, the WXY for the highest degree, but what I've only done here is identify patterns. So now let's look at this. If you look at this string here, you can see that it is equivalent to the green degree. So I'm more inclined to this piece being the green degree. So if this is the green degree, it means I'm going to get another one like this. And remember, the green only completes the string, the red string. So which means, see now, here we started from top down. This side we're starting bottom up. We started with the yellow all the way down to the green. Now we're starting here with the green all the way up to the yellow. So the green completes the red. So let's get the red up here now. So if this is completing my red, I will expect that my red correction will do something like this. Okay, maybe let's put it over a bit here. Let's put it there. Okay, so that we can see that it's different. And then we'll get something like this. And then we'll get something like this. And then your red will be complete. So if this is our red degree, under the red, we've got greens. 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 Okay? So that's what we have. So under the green, you can still go lower as well and get lower time frame correction. So here I'm going to use, let me see which color I can use here now. One that I haven't used before is a blue. I'm going to use blue this time. All right, so I'm not going to use blue on all of them because it's going to clutter my chart. Okay, but just to give you an example, the blue will be any 3 waves under the green because green is the lowest here. Any 3 waves under the green. So here, you can see here, 3 waves under the green, 3 waves under the green. So if this is my blue degree, and we're starting the green up here. So remember now, this is where we are. This is where we are. Okay. If we are there, we need to start the green degree. So this 3 wave move is telling me that the green degree has started now. Okay. So if that green degree has started, it means there is a lower degree than that, which is the blue. So what does the blue do? It goes under the green, like this. So it means this move may go up further, start correcting. So when it starts correcting like this, then you can enter for this to go and complete the green again. Okay, so let's make it simple now with the labeling. So you'll see how how easy labeling is once you've identified the structure. So we've labeled the yellow degree, which is the highest degree here, WXY. Next one is the red degree, and it's because it's all 3 waves, we're going to put in WXY, WXY. So all the red will just be WXYs because there are 3 waves. Let's do it properly. WXY. Okay, now we go to the green degree, label it as well. It's just WXY. Everything under the red. WXY. WXY. You see, the chart looks like it's getting more and more complicated with letters. So letters don't mean anything. What matters is what we've done with the lines identifying the structure. WXY. So you can go through the whole motion on all the green degrees, WXY. WXY here. So even the blue, now we do the blue, you can see here, it's just 3 waves, WXY. This pair has got no 5 waves on this string, WXY, WXY, as you can see on the blue, WX on this case. So if we wanted to take a trade here today, we will be taking it on this correction because the X's are the corrections. So you can see how this has played out, how well this has played out so far. We made what looked like a big mess very easily tradable because now this is where we are, today's market. This has already pushed higher in 3 waves. So it means this is lower degree under the blue. Okay? So this is clear now from here how to take the trade. Because we know that this is just we're gonna take a trade and then just take it all the way back up there, and then we're gonna get a correction in the red, and that correction in the correction in green, which will be completing the X in red, and then we carry on with the red. Just like that. See how easy it is. Okay, so just to show you that now I'm not doing this in hindsight. Look at what we had in our last course. This is what we had in our last course. I'm just going to make this bigger, this screen bigger. I just paused this video here. So what I've done here is exactly what I've done, or I was doing up to this stage. So this is where we were before that move that we currently have. And that move, remember, this is the weekly chart, has already made over 400, 500 pips. So we already got this 500 pips because we forecasted this like that. So if I just had to complete this on the screen, we'd be expecting this, to do this, and to do that. And then this move is done. That easy. So we already have this blue move. We are now going to take another trade when we get a deeper correction there. That easy. So you see, this is not just guesswork. We get these moves by following these patterns. And obviously, what I cannot cover now is how to enter the trade after this, after you've identified the move. So now you know the direction. The next step is to get a trade. Okay, so let me just go to the daily, to the 4 hour. So we're just looking at this piece here. Show you how you can write onto this if you wanted to. So here on this pair, you already have, and remember this pair moves in 3 waves. I'm going to do this in yellow. It moves in 3 waves, 1, 2, 3. So this may push higher until this leg is equals to that. So when you get a correction that is deep, it is your opportunity to hop onto this trade for a further move up, possibly a big move like this one. You can see here from 86 all the way to 91, it's over 500 pips that is already moved. So you may get another move that is similar to this one right at the top, right to the top. Okay, so that move, I've drawn it as a corrective structure like this, but that move may not be like this. It will look something like this, a big corrective structure like that, giving you a W and then an X, and then it starts trending. You can see that it trends in 3 waves. So if you get a big correction like this, expect a further move up. This correction here we forecasted because we knew that after the completion of these 3 waves, we're going to get a correction. After the completion of these 3 waves again, you can see here there's 3 waves again. If I had to carry on doing what I was doing with the different degrees, and I'm doing it here now on the 4-hour chart, this thing will look like this. See here, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So we're now expecting to go there. Right, so we are at a critical area now. We still have a further move to the a move to the upside, but it will not go all the way without giving you a big correction. So in the next coming sessions, look out for a big correction to enter New Zealand CAT. It's currently has a bullish sequence. And this WXY, how you will trade it exactly the same way as I did on the video. Right, there's a video that you can look up on YouTube, how to trade WXY and WXYZ like a pro. So you would expect this X to retrace to around the 50% area. So if you get a retracement to around the 50% area, then you can take that trade. But it will depend on the type of correction that you get here. Okay, so thank you very much for attending. That's all I wanted to show you, how to trade, how to identify the waves in a cycle. All right, I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you very much for attending. Cheers.